Picture this. You're watching a lively debate on a complex political issue. One commentator confidently rattles off opinions, citing dubious statistics and oversimplifying the matter. They appear utterly convinced of their expertise. Yet something feels off. You, armed with a more nuanced understanding of the topic, can spot the glaring holes in their arguments. This, my friends, is a classic example of a phenomenon that pervades our daily interactions, often with comical, sometimes with troubling consequences. It's the tendency for individuals to overestimate their own knowledge and abilities, especially in areas where they lack competence. But don't worry, recognizing this tendency in ourselves and others is the first step to navigating the world with a healthier dose of humility and a thirst for genuine knowledge. Intrigued? Let's delve deeper, shall we? In 1999, social psychologists David Dunning and Dunning-Kruger gave a name to this fascinating human quirk, the Dunning-Kruger effect. Their research revealed a robust pattern. Those with the least competence in a given domain often exhibit the most confidence in their abilities. Conversely, true experts tend to underestimate their knowledge, often plagued by a nagging sense of how much more there is to learn. Think of it as a cognitive bias, a systematic error in thinking where a lack of knowledge prevents individuals from accurately assessing their own competence. It's the reason why someone who just learned a few chords on the guitar might fancy themselves the next Jimi Hendrix, while a seasoned musician grapples with the vastness of their craft. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't just a fun psychological tidbit, it has profound implications for how we learn, interact, and make decisions. Look around and you'll find the Dunning-Kruger effect playing out in various aspects of everyday life. From the friend who insists on giving medical advice despite zero medical training, to the relative who pontificates on global economics after skimming a single article, the signs are unmistakable. Remember that time someone tried to convince you they were an expert in a field you specialize in? The sheer confidence with which they presented misinformation might have left you speechless. That's the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. Social media, with its rapid-fire sharing and emphasis on self-promotion, often becomes a breeding ground for the Dunning-Kruger effect. People readily share opinions and facts without adequate research or critical thinking, fueled by a false sense of expertise. The societal cost of illusory superiority is immense. Beyond the individual level, the Dunning-Kruger effect can have far-reaching societal consequences. When people overestimate their knowledge in areas like science, politics, or health, it can lead to the spread of misinformation, poor decision-making, and a general erosion of trust in actual experts. Imagine the implications for public health when individuals with no medical background confidently denounce vaccines based on unfounded claims. Or consider the consequences for environmental policy when climate change deniers, armed with cherry-picked data and fueled by a false sense of knowledge, influence public opinion. The Dunning-Kruger effect thrives in environments where critical thinking is discouraged and dissenting voices are silenced. It's a stark reminder of the importance of fostering a culture of intellectual humility, where questioning assumptions, embracing diverse perspectives, and valuing evidence-based reasoning are paramount. Don't forget to like and subscribe now. When leaders fall prey to the effect, it's devastating for nations and its people. Perhaps most concerning is when the Dunning-Kruger effect takes hold in leadership positions. Leaders who overestimate their abilities are prone to making poor judgments, ignoring expert advice, and clinging to flawed strategies, often with disastrous consequences for their teams or organizations. History is replete with examples of leaders who, blinded by their own hubris and an inflated sense of competence, led their people down a path of ruin. From military blunders to economic crises, the cost of unchecked Dunning-Kruger in leadership can be devastating. Effective leadership necessitates a delicate balance of confidence and humility. Leaders who acknowledge their limitations, surround themselves with diverse perspectives, and are open to learning from their mistakes are better equipped to navigate the complexities of their roles and make sound decisions. Embracing humility and lifelong learning is the key. So what can we do to mitigate the Dunning-Kruger effect in ourselves and society? It starts with cultivating intellectual humility, the recognition that we don't have all the answers and that our knowledge is always a work in progress. Embrace the joy of being a lifelong learner. Approach new information with curiosity and a healthy dose of skepticism. Don't shy away from admitting when you don't know something. It's the first step to actually learning it. Engage in respectful dialogue with those who hold different viewpoints. Challenge your own biases and be open to having your mind changed. Remember, true knowledge isn't about being right all the time, it's about the constant pursuit of understanding. By fostering a culture of intellectual humility, continuous learning, and open-mindedness, we can mitigate the Dunning-Kruger effect's negative impacts and create a more informed, just, and equitable society. Like and subscribe for more psychology, religion, politics, history, and more.